Hello again everyone, I hope you are all doing really well. Following the popularity of my video from yesterday, I thought it would be a good idea to provide another short squeeze update on support.com, ticker symbol SPRT. Following on from my video, the stock did have a day of heavy losses, which is not totally unexpected when you consider that it opened trade approximately 19 times or 1,900% higher than the stock's lowest point so far this year. So in this video, I want to have another look at the latest trading data for support.com and just provide a few thoughts on what I think the current state of play is for the stock. This is a quick update, so let's get straight into it. So here's a look at the 15-minute chart since the short squeeze had its parabolic day on Friday. There appears to have been a strong downward trend for the stock. In fact, the trading ranges very much seem to be converging. The fact that the Bollinger Bands are narrowing would suggest that another breakout may actually be approaching soon. What direction it goes in is anybody's guess. It is worth mentioning that the range between the bands is still about a $4 swing, so they are still reasonably spaced out in the scheme of things, but if this holding pattern maintains, I do not imagine it will stay this way for long. I do believe that the short squeeze has got to a critical junction. There appears to be a quenching of appetite for the play. The lack of an upward price swing following Monday's rally shows a lack of momentum, but I personally think that if the stock's next major move is downward, it could be another sign that this short squeeze effort for at least now has run its course. Adding in a few trend lines, we can see that following the peak price point, we are seeing quite a steep downward trend in terms of higher highs, which is a sign that there is a loss of upward momentum for the stock at the moment. Even if we take Monday's trading peak, the downward trend on this line of higher highs, albeit in a more modest pattern, is also showing discouraging signs. However, in saying this about the stock losing momentum in terms of higher highs, there is an interesting trend line following the low points. We're seeing an interesting phenomenon of higher lows. Normally, this would suggest a sense of a more stable price is emerging. However, given that we are in the middle of a short squeeze with support.com stock, I would not be counting on that. One thing it does support, however, is that the stock is reaching a breakout point as the pattern complements the convergence of the Bollinger Bands we were speaking about just before. Looking very quickly at the aftermarket movement, a further 40 cents was given up in the low volume session, further compounding on the $5 that was given up in total during Tuesday's session. To me, this all doesn't bode well. So this is a quick video, so here are some final thoughts. For those playing the short squeeze, it perhaps is worth thinking about the psychology behind the short squeeze. Do you think that everyone involved is planning to hold out and build their positions for the long term, like what was seen with AMC and GameStop? While that might be nice to fantasize about, these two short squeeze efforts are very much an exception and should not be viewed as the rule. Personally, I do not think support.com will hold at these levels long term, even if the squeeze does continue for some time to come. In a positive note, there are a few things going for the stock. The majority of the distressed positions would still be distressed as the stock has not fallen below where it was prior to Friday's monster rally. Also, the stock still has a small market cap. Pre-short squeeze, it was less than $100 million. Perhaps most interesting is that 25% of the total float is shorted, while only 35% of the float is held outside of insiders and institutions, meaning it is a stock that is quite easy to take control of the public flow. In regards to the institutional holders, there possibly has been some selling of their positions, which you may not know about until their next quarterly filings. You have to keep in mind they are all about making profits, and we may not know about the nature of their trading until their next SEC quarterly filings are due, but there is every possibility that they have already sold out a big part of their position, freeing up more stocks available to the public. Like I said yesterday, I'm not invested in this stock, so I do not want to be seen as egging on the effort or throwing a wet blanket over it. But if you are playing the short squeeze, consider your entry and exit points and don't risk what you can't afford to risk. This stock is definitely in very high risk territory. Anyway, what do you guys think? Will the stock resume its rally, or are we set to see further declines as more and more profit taking occurs? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Also, if you are new here, I would like to let you know that I am looking to set this channel up as a social enterprise in the future, meaning I want to use the profits generated from YouTube advertising to support a range of good causes that I feel passionate about. So by watching videos and following the channel, people are able to help make a difference to these causes without donating any money, but simply by donating their time and attention as the profits come from YouTube advertising. I think it's a unique approach to making a difference in the world, and I would love for others to join up and be a part of all that. Anyway guys, until next time, may the markets trade in your favor. Cheers.